Hi friends, thought I would kind of give you an update and let you know how things are going. This last Tuesday was 7 weeks, 70 days since my beloved left me. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. A little poetic there, I guess. Since Rodney was free, I guess. Got his freedom, gained his freedom, however you want to say it, is healed and whole. And normally I don't, and I'm not driving, by the way. I think there's certain people that watch these videos when I'm in my car and maybe have a hard time, but I'm not driving. Sometimes I do, but I've been wanting to make a video and I've been putting it off, not for any particular reason, just, finding the time and being in a place to talk and a mindset to talk. But this last week was the first week that I didn't count, because I count my Tuesdays. I count by Tuesdays because Rodney passed on a Tuesday, and I actually forgot and realized a couple days later that I didn't kind of mark it in my mind. And I know I maybe it sounds obsessive to be counting by weeks, and I know that'll probably fade eventually someday, and I'm okay with it not right now. But what was that? I saw a shadow. Like, whoa, what is that? I'm actually on the church parking lot at New Life, and came over here under the tree. But 10 weeks. Reading a lot. I've read a lot about grief. I've watched a lot of videos, talked to some people, and the consensus is always the same as far as there's no, grief is not the same for everybody. There's some similarities. The stages, if you want to call them that, are not linear. It's more like a spiral, It's just all kinds of things that has been said. And I'm grateful, I'm very grateful that my circle and the people that I'm in contact with never say it's time to move on, or even cliches like, oh, he's in a better place now, God must have needed an angel. I think I said that on my last video. Thankfully, I don't have any of that conversation. Everybody's very considerate and helpful, and many times they don't know what to say, but I understand that. And I've been posting videos. I know, again, you're like, oh, should I post this or not? People are going to think blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whatever, it's healing for me in the moment. And yeah, well, gosh, I was going to say 20 years ago, but I think we have had social media. I think it has been 20 years. But even before that, we didn't have it, and we didn't put all of our business up on the internet and all that. But it is our world today. It is where we're at as a society. It's the way we communicate a lot of times with other people. And yeah, sometimes there's overshares, but it's just human nature, right? So anyway, there's times that I post videos or reels most of the time, and about how I'm feeling, and it's how I'm feeling in the moment. And I don't post everything, but something that maybe really touches my heart. And so those of you that watch it or that see it, I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. I was going to say something else. Now I forgot. Okay, it'll come back to me. But grief, oh, I know what it was. I was watching this one video, and I think I posted it, about a gal, and I don't even know who she is. was talking about the one question that you get asked, and I again, I think I repeat myself a lot because I have posted things like this, or I posted something, how are you doing? And that usually brings a flood of emotion every time somebody asks me that, because you're doing okay, but you're not where you wish you were. And so it's very emotional. And she was saying that's such a big question. So what would be more helpful to the person that's grieving is, how was your morning? And she used, how was school drop off? Because, some people have their kids in school. How was your coffee date last week? How was dinner with so-and-so? How was last night? Whatever, but that made a lot of sense to me, putting it in bite-sized questions, and then I think you can answer it better. And it's not so emotional, for me anyway, most of the time. So just little tidbit there for those that maybe don't know what to say, or you're experiencing it yourself. Just, it's amazing the information on grief that is out there, and the people that have grieved or that are grieving in whatever capacity, whatever you've lost. And it's not always a person, it could be a relationship, it could be a marriage, it could be different things. Grieving is not just for losing a person, but in my case it is. So and then someone else had said one time, I was watching, that they said, I noticed that I had a couple good days, like I felt good and I didn't really think about it that much, and then I felt guilty for having the good days. And that is so true. You feel that. Very true. Or when you even begin to just slightly, like it's like this much, begin to dream again, or think about the future, and maybe someday I might want to do this, and then you're like, oh, no, that's too soon. Those kind of things happen to me. I don't know about anybody else. But a lot of you had asked me how my Idaho trip went. I went up to see my friend Chris and Stan, my friends, my dear friends. They're doing just a phenomenal job up there, and in the middle of a building program, the building is beautiful. I can't even explain it to you. It's beautiful. And Chris had, a major surgery. I think it was the week before Rodney passed away. So she wasn't able to come down, and I just wanted to go up and see her and, change the scenery, I guess. And it was nice. It was very nice, very relaxing. Got to see some other friends that were up there, and I enjoyed myself. My nights were a little, when I got up by myself in my room and was scrolling through the reels, I see one that makes me cry, and you kind of have a little outburst, and then you move on. And someone would probably say to me, then don't look at the reels anymore. That's probably what someone would be saying to me right now. Then why are you watching those? But I don't know. It's like that. You're just kind of addicted to it, and you just want to read something that you can relate to, where you're at in the moment. So I don't know if it's good or bad. My husband used to say it's not good or bad, it's just real. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a real thing. Anyway, I miss him like crazy. Just miss him like crazy. A couple mornings ago, I was getting ready, and I just started crying. And I just, many times, I'll just verbally out loud say, I miss you, like I'm talking to Rodney. And then I begin to tell the Lord, I miss him, like the Lord doesn't know, right? I miss him, and I wish he were here. And this is the first time this has happened this way. In an instant, I was reminded of the place that he had gotten toward the end. And that over and over, I talked to my sister-in-law and my daughter, and God, I said this in my last video, that God was so gracious that did not allow Rodney to go through a really bad experience that could have happened had he have continued on. And I have to remind myself that, very grateful that, because we were getting very close to searching out homes and because it was getting harder and harder for him at home, and I was going to have to continue to work, and I had help at home, but the nighttime was really, really difficult, and he wasn't sleeping, and he didn't know me at night, and it was getting really hard. Anyway, that was something he never wanted. And I think, you know, hindsight, you look, and I think a lot of now, after talking with some people, that he had a lot of fears that he wasn't sharing with me in what he was feeling in maybe what the future was going to look like. And I think he feared some things that he didn't talk to me about. And so that brought on the anxiety. And so God was just gracious, very gracious. And then I didn't have to make the really hard call, the really hard decisions to put a tube here or take a tube out there. I didn't have to, and I prayed that I wouldn't have to do that. So God just has been good. And he's just providing. He's providing every little bit. He continues to provide and is just there with me. And even though when you don't really feel like he's there, he's still there, because he promises to be there. And he promises he'll be there in the valley. He promises that he'll be there in the storm. And you've heard it before. He doesn't promise to take it away, but he promises to walk with you through it. And I have no doubt that God's walking with me. And he has been for years. I mean, my whole life, but the last 3 years especially, 2.5. And a lot of times you can't see it until you walk through it and you look back and you see it. Yes, Lord, you were there. You were there. So anyway, it's summertime. My kids and I are going to go visit Mark and Tammy in Ortega in South Carolina in July. And that'll be something that I just don't normally do. And so that'll be, I don't like to fly, but got to get there. I don't want to drive. And then I'm going to stay some extra days, and some girlfriends are going to come out, and we're going to have some time together. So I'm looking forward to it. And then August will be here before you know it. And I go back to work the last 2 weeks of August. So, I mean, it's, you know, my days are pretty quiet and non-eventful, but I have my grandbabies that keep me on my toes all the time, and love having them there. And just the kids. So anyway, I'm doing okay, and God's walking with me, and I'll just keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's all I know how to do. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to walk away from the Lord. If anything, I'm going to lean in closer, because why wouldn't I? He's my source. He's my life source. He's how I stay sane. And his word is life to me and brings me comfort. And so anyway, blessings to you all. Thank you for following me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for your wonderful words of encouragement, checking in on me. Don't ever stop checking in. I ask that. Don't ever stop checking in. Even if you think it's awkward and I don't know what to say, and just do it anyway. Do it anyway, because it means a lot. It really does. So, all right, friends, I love you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll come back in a month or so.